Hello, rulers! This is Community Ambassador Old Man Mordaith reading the words of Lucas, 2D art lead at CK3. We are going to share with you the efforts that we've done to bring to life the beautiful open splendor of the steppes and the blood-stained battlefields of the East through our humble artwork. To start off, let's talk about the new loading screens. We began by sketching out some ideas and running them through the team to get impressions. There was not much debate on what the theme was here, mostly how to represent it. From these four images, we picked the one with the charging band of warriors against the stormy sky. We felt that this composition had a lot more dynamism and looked unique compared to the other loading screens we've created so far. The juxtaposition of the riding band of warriors against the stormy skies suggests a strong connection between nature and the lifestyle of the steppe nomads. As a second step, we created a few different color sketches. We opted for the ones where we could see a stormy sky against a calmer golden haze. This served two purposes: to correlate the riders with the encroaching tempest and to show the gameplay feature of the changing seasons. For our Nomad Dynastic Legacy, we thought we could use the opportunity of a horizontal layout to display a big migrating wave stretching towards the horizon. While we had a few steppe-themed event backgrounds, we made sure to cover every sort of event theme with new and appropriate steppe backgrounds. Amongst these are Ovos, a camp at night and day, the inside of a nomadic tent, Karakorum, Hunt, Throne Room, an Eastern Village, and their burning version, different versions of a steppe background, and many more. We also have new holding illustrations for nomadic and herder governments. We have added two unique activity types for Mongols: a new type of feast, the Sagan Star, and a new type of hunt, the Nuj. For the Sagan Star, we wanted to show the participants wearing white, as is customary. The plentifulness of food is represented by bowls and baskets of treats, and the tradition of bringing the Khan gifts is also present in the image. In the Nuj hunt, riders would work together to round up animals from all across the region for their ultimate slaughter once surrounded by a veritable army of hunters. We tried to represent this encirclement by how the characters occupy the composition. The animals are seen in desperate flight, while the men are positioned on both sides of them. Now we move on to men-at-arms. The nomad experience is closely associated with warfare. As such, we knew we had to give them a significant variety of men-at-arms. We also have many different steppe cultures, and the men-at-arms gave us an opportunity to make them a bit more unique. And of course, we're not going to forget about character art. While we fortunately had some Mongol culture clothes and headgear in the game, the variety was quite small. With Khans of the Steppe, we had the chance to greatly expand this repertoire. As with every expansion, we dedicated a significant amount of time to collect references, preferably accounts or representations closer to our time period. When references are a bit fuzzy on the details or a bit too abstract, we take to the drawing board and come up with some concepts that help solidify these ideas. Here in the following images are some examples. They include Mongol imperial clothes, steppe feathered hats, and Yuan-style Mongol armor. In regards to animation, our original animations for traveling characters and marching armies felt quite insufficient when depicting peoples that spent so much of their time on the saddle. To remedy this, we have given nomadic traveling characters and military units a horse and animations to go with it. That's right, your armies will now siege enemy holdings while still astride their noble steeds. The animations include fun things like chasing enemies, celebrating victory, and rearing up, and galloping. We can't forget galloping. We also have a unique model for when you migrate your nomadic camp. Your people are represented by a wheeled yurt being pulled by oxen. Our characters also have quite a few new event animations, a lot of them of course including horse riding. But we wanted our herder characters to be immediately recognizable when clicking around the map, so we decided to give them a little sheep friend and a little shepherd staff. There are 4 different sheep types and they are randomized for every character. Aren't you jealous? On to the big thing, the map. As might have been touched on in previous development diaries, the steppe regions include seasons, a mechanic with significant gameplay implications. We felt that it was necessary to clearly reflect these changes on the map so that the player could tell something had changed. So, whenever a white zood hits you, you will see the landscape covered in thick white snow. When a season has an everlasting summer, vivid green patches will creep even amongst formerly dry terrain. Steppe nomads now have their own holding graphics. Yurts with colorful roofs surround the magnificent tent of the Khan. On Tengri temple holdings, uvus are decorated with colorful flags. However, we did come to a dilemma regarding holding walls. On most nomad holdings, it would make sense to not display any walls, specifically beyond the level of palisades. But this would conflict with the necessity to show the player that they still needed to siege a nomad holding, even though they're normally easier to siege than a fortified castle. To try and thread this issue, we have opted to have yurts both inside and outside of the protective walls. This way it shows the player that the siege must happen, but the nomadic holding doesn't appear to be constrained as other holding types. On the easternmost part of the map, we have added the Burkan Kaldan, a magnificent mountain group that carries much significance to the local steppe people. The ever-impressive yurt of the leader of the steppe people is also present in Khans of the Steppe. With the diligent and precise work of El Tyrannos, we have constructed a throne room worthy of Genghis Khan. The throne has different versions depending on your grandeur level. Uniquely, your coat of arms is present as a huge banner draped over yourself and behind your throne. Additionally, when you play the game as a nomadic character, your HUD will adopt a style inspired by Mongol patterns, carvings, and art. Nomadic government characters also have a unique widget that concentrates all the most important functions that their unique playstyle requires. We have also, for the first time, created a skinned version of the paper-like interfaces in the game, for example, contracts or letters. The wax seal is substituted for an ink stamp, and instead of the Western ornament on the edge of the letter, a delicate Eastern style of plant arrangement decorates the character portrait. We are hoping to introduce more and more thematic UI elements as we move towards All Under Heaven. As it is done for other government types, nomad and herder governments also get a unique coat of arms banner shape. We found a striking design amongst those that the steppe people have flown, with a triangular layout and organic dents along the edges. In addition, we have created a new pattern variation for coats of arms that work better with this new layout, giving the dented edges a different color from the rest of the coat of arms. As for the herders, their coat of arms shape is somewhat inspired by the nomad one, as it is triangular as well, but it is a bit smaller, frayed, and doesn't have the dented design or secondary color at the edge. For our new bookmarks, we decided to utilize a new paper map style, the Eastern Asian one. This already reflects the new map theme you can switch between that will be arriving with All Under Heaven expansion. And don't forget the domicile screen. Much like the adventurer camps and administrative estates in Road to Power, nomads have their own domiciles. With the prospect of All Under Heaven coming up, we decided that it would be better to take this opportunity and make the domicile art in a somewhat new style. So instead of using Western artwork as inspiration, we went for an Asian-inspired style, with more fluid and loose ink strokes. And as that is the end of what Lucas has to say, we're not quite done yet. We're going to be taking a look at what Ernesto, our audio director, will have to say to tell us more about the audio work for Khans of the Steppe. In Khans of the Steppe, our goal was to authentically capture the vastness and spirit of the Mongol Empire through sound. To achieve this, we collaborated with the esteemed composer Philip Wehrborn, known for his work on Stellaris and Crusader Kings 3. But that's not all. We've also included the talented Tuvajin Band, a Chicago-based folk fusion trio specializing in Mongolian and Tuvan musical traditions. Central to their unique sound is Tamir Hargana. Tamir is an award-winning throat singer from Inner Mongolia. They bring a mastery of the horsehead fiddle and traditional throat singing techniques, enriching the game's musical landscape. This collaboration has resulted in 6 evocative tracks that immerse players in the Mongolian steppes, but also embody the essence of Mongol culture and landscapes. Beyond the music, we've enhanced the game's ambient audio to reflect life on the steppe. Mongol-themed events now feature unique atmospheric sounds, and units are accompanied by realistic horse animations and animal noises, bringing the environment to life. Whether it's the distant call of an eagle or the rhythmic gallop of hooves, these details ensure that the Mongol experience is both seen and heard. Through these auditory enhancements, Khans of the Steppe offers a deeply immersive journey into the heart of the Mongol Empire. And that's all we have for this week. Join us next Tuesday for the final dev diary of Khans of the Steppe, the changelog itself. Take care, thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff.